What up, what up? Okay, let's get into it. Let's keep pushing. In this video, I want to talk about the most efficient way to build generational wealth. This is all over the world, by the way. But in this example, I'm going to use Africa because this is where I help people start their businesses, advise them on how to level up to get to the next level. Maybe they're making some money, but they want to get to the next level. This is my market. I operate in this market. What I've noticed is this. When it comes to making money, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of people know how to make money. Maybe not. Let me not say everybody, because there's some people that don't know how to make money. They have to depend on a job, which is fine. They're workers and they're bosses in every market. What I'm saying is that it's pretty standard for somebody to be able to make money. Whether you're selling a few trinkets here and there, you can walk and hustle on the street, and you could sell something if you have the energy. And then the next level after that is what we'll call getting rich. Getting rich is maybe you catch a big opportunity. We'll call it a lick in Atlanta. We'll call it a lick. Catching a lick is when you catch a big break financially. Maybe you get that big contract from your job, or you get that big contract from the government, and then you're cruising. All right. Now, when you get to that level, which is level 2 out of 3, because there are 3 levels, it's quite difficult to get to that level 2. Not too many people get to that level. And I'll explain to you why I'm showing you this artist called Juma Jux. He's a Tanzanian artist, because I want his story to relate to what I'm saying, which is getting to level 3, which is building generational wealth. When it comes to building generational wealth, there's certain things that you need to have in place that will elevate you from being at level 2 to jumping into level 3. Level 3 is building generational wealth. Now, level 2 is where a lot of people get comfortable at. For a long time, they get comfortable at that level, which is fine too, because it's very difficult to get to that level. There was a millionaire here on Instagram here, that I heard him say that getting to your first $1 million is the most difficult thing ever. But getting from like 10 million to 100 million, it's easy. And I believe it. I believe it so much because once you perfected the systems at $1 million or 10 million, it's only the competition at 100 million is not that large. There isn't much of a competition at 100 million. What separates you from 100 million and 10 million, or $1 million and 10 million, is mindset. It's not working harder. It's how you navigate using your mind. How you navigate certain situations, certain deals. What kind of deals are you going to accept versus what kind of deals are you going to turn down? Are you going to jump onto that deal that just comes across your table because you're desperate for money? It happens all the time. Especially when you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're desperate to pay your bills. You're being dragged from left, right, and center. So-and-so needs money. This person needs money. And you need that money. So you're going to settle for a BS deal when you could have gone for that other deal right there. That other next level deal. It's not easy. When you're operating solo in this game, you can't get to generational wealth level. It will not be easy for you to get to that level if that's your ambition. What I mean by generational wealth is that I'm not talking about making $100 million in your lifetime. No. I'm talking about making enough money for you, your kids, and your grandkids that they're blessed forever. It's not easy. It requires you to work with a team. Getting from just basic making money to getting rich, you can do that by yourself. You might not even need a coach like me. If your hustle is on point, if you know how to get along with people, if you're a stand-up guy, if you're solid, you build the right relationships, you can get rich without a big team or without a team at all. We've seen musicians do it. A musician, all he needs is a beat. He buys a beat online, sings or raps on that beat, especially American rappers. Put the song online, put out a music video, hire somebody, and then they're doing it themselves. There's an artist called Russ. He's an American rapper, R-U-S-S. He does the same thing. This guy is rich now. He does everything himself. What does it take to get to generational wealth? I'll tell you what it is. Marriage. Now, before you say, I don't know, Mr. Chivore, I don't know about this marriage thing. Are you crazy? Have you seen these women? That's what most of you guys would say. I know you. We're the same, bro. We're the same. Me and you, we're the same. The only difference is I got more game than you. Probably. Chances are I got way more game than you. That's how I know all these things I'm about to give you. Free game. You can either take it or you can ignore it. That's completely up to you. But if you want to build that generational wealth, stick around to the end. I'm going to put you on this game. You need to get married. There's a reason why the wealthiest people in your community, the wealthiest people in your country are all married. Except for Elon Musk, of course, in the United States. But America's a different story. America's not like the rest of the world. That place is weird. It's not the same. I'm not saying it's better or worse than the rest of the world. I'm just saying it's just a different place. The rules there, things that happen in America, don't always translate to the rest of the world. And that's only 4 or 5% of the population anyway. What you need to be looking at is what's happening in the other 95% of the population out there in the world. Because the world is not just the United States. We're seeing that now. In the rest of the world, the most successful people in business, in anything, are all married. I'm talking about that long money, not the rich. There are plenty of rich musicians. There are plenty of rich entertainers here in Africa. But I'm talking about like the wealthy. The wealthy is like long money, generational wealth. They're all married here. Because what marriage does, it brings a next level of respect in how you move. There's certain things that I cannot get access to unless I'm a married man. There's no way. Some of the things that I'm getting access to now as a married guy, and I've been married for a long time, there's no way I'd have gotten access to this information or this stuff, years ago when I was still on my grind. It's the next level of insights. It's the next level. How you get generational wealth is getting access to information that other people don't get access to early. When you're moving in these circles, it's all about trust. Because people are snakes. Most people are snakes. That's the reality of the game. It's a very cold game. The game of business and the game of life is colder than the mother. I was about to say that word. It's cold. So you got to know how to move. You got to know how to move correct. There's certain things that, certain senses, that God gave to women that we don't have as men. And there's certain things that we have as men that he didn't give to women. So what marriage does, look at me trying to sell marriage. You're going to see why. So what marriage does, it combines those forces together and you're operating at next level. You're all able to see like 3D when everybody else is seeing 2D out here, or one-dimensional. You're operating at 3D, 4D. That's the power of marriage. Again, if you're coming from the West, if you're coming from Europe, US, I get it. Trust me, I get it, because I lived in America for 25 years. 25 years. And for most of those years, I've been married. So I'm able to see before marriage and during marriage. But of course, it's got to be a solid one, though. You got to be in a good marriage, and you got to work on it. You got to work on it. What I'm saying is, like, we've been indoctrinated for a long time that we shouldn't get into marriage. And of course, there are forces where you are now, especially in the United States, UK and whatnot. There are forces that are designed for you not to get married. I get all that. I get all that. I get it. But what I'm saying is that you have choices, don't you? You don't have to stay out there. You have a passport. You can travel. You have free will. Are you a tree? At least a tree, the excuse that a tree has is that, oh, my roots are in the ground, so I can't move. But you're a tree. You can move, right? You can move. If the things don't work out for you the way you want them to, maybe you really want to get married, but everybody else around you is saying, don't get married. And you want to get married, who's stopping you? Nobody's stopping you. You have a choice. Go to the places where people want to get married, is my point. Let me jump into this artist right here called Jux. Jux is a Tanzanian artist. If you're East African, you might know who he is. If you're not, then you won't know who he is. When I started following this gentleman 10 years ago, he probably only had 1 million followers here. And he was an up-and-coming young musician. And his music is good. And I've always known that his music is good. And my family loves playing his music. For years, we've loved playing his music. Over time, I used to wonder, why is this guy not big outside of Tanzania? Because if you come to Tanzania, he's big already. People know who he is. He's got a loyal following of Tanzanians. But even then, back then, the quality of the content and music that he was putting out was still next level than me. When I discovered him 10 years ago, like when I first started listening to him. Next level. I was like, man, this guy who got it, who gets it. And it turns out he went to school in China. So that's how he was able to, get his hustle on, get his mindset to be able to be at this level that he's at. For many years, he was doing okay. What I mean by that is he was considered a rich guy. But in 2025, something changed. And I think he's about 35, 36 years old now. Here in 2025, something changed. He got married. He got married to a Nigerian lady. I just witnessed this man's life transform in a matter of months, to the point where he's even meeting heads of states. These are all important people. That's Raila Odinga right there. The president of Kenya is here as well. And that's him right here. Why is this happening all of a sudden, but it didn't happen before 2025? Put you on second game. Don't worry, I'm going to put you on. Put you on. This is what happened right here. This is what happened. If you're from Tanzania, if you've never been to Tanzania, this wedding was massive here in Tanzania. Literally the whole city of Dar es Salaam was talking about this wedding. The whole country was talking about this wedding. Even people from the villages were talking about this. It was as if it was like a royal wedding. To me, it is. To me, that's how I saw it. I was like, this is next level. Right? It's like when the royal family in the UK gets married, it was like that here in Tanzania. Next level. The lady, his wife, right? Mad respect she gets. She comes from a, really good family over there in Nigeria. Well-respected family. And because of this, it brings him respect. That meant, and she was already popular as well over there in Nigeria, some celebrity level. But, not huge. But because of this marriage, she's now big in Nigeria. It turns out this wedding was so big, people in Nigeria were like, who is this Tanzanian marrying our Nigerian women? People get triggered, right? Especially when you marry, into different countries. I know this because I'm married in Tanzania, and there are people that get triggered that I'm married to a Tanzanian. But I'm not from here, I'm from Zimbabwe. But I know for sure that when you do something like that, it brings next level of respect amongst your peers, amongst your community, and it brings a lot of attention to what's happening. This wedding had so much attention, had so many celebrities. Every single celebrity in town was attending this wedding. It was like the Oscars. It was like the BET Awards, if you're in the US. It was like the Oscars. It was like the Source Awards in 1995. Everybody was talking about it. Every single musician that he used to collaborate with attended his wedding, supported him. Every single actor who's well known attended his wedding. And because of all that attention, he got the attention of the powerful people, wealthy elite over there in Kenya as well, which is a neighboring country. Do you see how things go from 0 to 100 real quick? Because of marriage? What happens when you get that much attention? This is where this guy is smart. He already had set up certain things. For example, let me show you what he got. He'd already, this is a great picture as well. That's him and his family and his kid, his new child. Let me put you on some game. He has this clothing brand, and I did a video about this briefly, but let me play it real quick.
Juma Juke store, our in-law in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. This is the African Boy store in Sinza, Africa Sana. Of course, I'm draped head to toe in the African Boy clothing. So you know what to do. Come inside here and shop because they not like us. They not like us. And that's a period, thank you. Now we're pen the Sana. And your man Niger.
All right. This guy, obviously, you can tell from his accent, he's Nigerian. And he's pretty popular over there in Nigeria as well. So, this artist, Juma Jukes, right, who got married to the Nigerian, he was making most of his money here in Tanzania. And a little bit in Kenya from this African Boy clothing brand that he has. He made most of his money in East Africa. But because he married into a Nigerian prominent family, now he's making his money in Nigeria. He opened up a store over there. He's being invited. Not to mention, the Kenyans want to collaborate with him, inviting him to private shows. So he's getting money. He's probably making like 10 times more than he's ever made in his life because of this situation. And that's enough money to set yourself up generationally. That's enough money to set you up generational wealth level. This is the cheat code to generational wealth. The cheat code. So before you start saying, I'm not into marriage, I'll never get married, one day you'll find out how important this is. Because after a while, you don't think an artist like him with all this fame and fortune at such a young age has been in a situation where, he's been approached by a lot of women? Eventually, it gets played out. You don't want to be chasing girls forever like that. It gets played out. That game gets played out. There's a new game you got to play after a while. Once you get to like 35, 40 there, 45, if you're ambitious, there's a new game you got to play. You got to continuously be growing. You can't be stuck in one place. When this guy initially started, the video that you're watching right now, is he just opened up his own factory. This is August 19, after his marriage. Already there were people that knew he's got this clothing brand and wanting to collaborate with him and say, hey, we can help you open up this factory here in Tanzania. Because what he used to do, he used to outsource the clothing, the production in China. He used to outsource it to China. And now because of all this fame and fortune, everybody wants in, including Diamond. There he is. You guys know who Diamond is. Diamond is probably one of the most popular musicians here in Tanzania. But I think Juma Jux is now the most popular right now because of marriage. And that marriage brings respect. Plus his work is good. He knows how to operate at the next level. He's opening up his own factory here for jeans and his African Boy brand. He's about to expand his operation. So his clothing brand, instead of it being nice to have, it might be as big as Polo one day here in Africa. That's the level it's about to get to. And that's what marriage does. It gets you to that next level if you're ambitious enough. Because let me keep it real with you guys. Let me keep it real with you. As a man, if you keep chasing girls, that game gets played out. You get tired. You want to know what else is out there. What more? What more can I do? What other levels can I get to here? If you're ready to start your own business here in Africa, and you're ready to get to the next level of generational wealth, it's going to take you a little bit of time for some, but for some of you, you're already at the rich level. So you're ready to jump to the next level, which is generational wealth. You're ready. You've been tasting it for years. You're like, man, I'm hungry. And you want to do it right here in Africa. Let's talk. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time. This will be a paid consultation. This means that when we talk, I'm going to give you even more game that I cannot share here on YouTube that will allow you for you to get to that next level that you are, that you're ready for, if you're ready for it. I only want to talk to people who are serious. If you're still worried about making money and, at the low level, that's fine. That's fine. We all started from somewhere. Watch some of my free content, some of my old stuff, so you can get some ideas on how TZ is or Africa is and where to invest. But if you're ready for the next level, schedule some time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Talk to you soon. Serious people only. Bless up.